We're experiencing a lot of outages right now in the tech industry. And as someone that's been in the industry for over 20 plus years, I had people talk about, there's this software updates. Well, is it really just a software update? What is CrowdStrike? Why is this thing so vital? Now, there are reports coming out that it is the largest IT outage in history. That is significant. And as a believer, I need you guys to watch this entire video so you can learn something, because they're telling us that it's just an outage because some software got updated, right? And it affected a lot of people. It affected people in different industries. This is the first time that we've had something of this magnitude that affected hospitals. It affected flights. It affected businesses globally, all around the world. Now, this shouldn't come as a surprise as something that's new, because we know that the Bible talks about it, right? That we should experience things like this, but this is just the beginning. They're telling us that, it's just an update. What exactly is CrowdStrike? Now, CrowdStrike is like an antivirus, that you can put on your computer. And the reason why this is so significant, because there are millions of computers that use Microsoft that it's connected to this. So one of the problem is that whenever you install an antivirus software, whether it's like the McAfee and the other ones that they have out there, you have to do it on an individual computer base. So it's not like it's something that you can just do it on a mass scale and you can just, roll it back. It doesn't work that way. So if you experience that today, you're experiencing that now, this is a wake up call for us. Okay, things are only going to get worse. I'm not trying to put fear in anybody, but that is just the reality that we're living in. Because for something like this to happen, man, the magnitude of this is huge. You have flights that have been shut down completely. I remember watching in the news, and I'm seeing how people are stuck. Some people's flights, they can't get flights till probably Monday or Tuesday of next week. So they have to wait because their flight just got canceled. Hospitals. Can you imagine being in surgery, having a life changing surgery, and then the system just go out? And now you got to deal with, a whole bunch of stuff that comes with, right? Or even with airplanes, in business, all this information, all this data, they're saying it's not a cyber attack, which I do not believe. I don't believe it's not a cyber attack. And I'm bringing this up because as believers, we can be so ignorant, man. We can be so ignorant. We spend so much time. All we do is just, focus on spiritual things. Now, I get it. There's a place for that. I get it completely. But you got to open up your eyes and understand that this is not normal. This is not normal. And you have to begin to strategize and understand what to do, because this affected banks as well, right? And I know that you guys have heard, prophetic words about the outages and all the stuff being shut down. This is becoming a reality. So you need, as a believer, I need you to listen. Don't just be ignorant. Just don't, brush this off. You have to take steps. You got a plan to make sure that your family know what to do when things like this happen. I remember a few weeks ago, I have AT&T. And I remember I woke up early that morning, and I had some meetings, important meetings that day, and I'm trying to reach people and nothing. I'm trying to call people and nothing is going through. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I realized that something happened with the system. And again, they're saying it's some type of a system upgrade. That's what all the companies are telling us, that it's some type of a system upgrade. Really? So every issue that these companies are having is a system upgrade or a software update. It just doesn't work there. Now, for anyone that's not in the tech industry, right, you can accept that. You can say, okay, well, yeah, they're probably right. But I don't buy that. I really just don't buy it. And it's a wake up call for us. It's a wake up call for you to make sure that you're planning accordingly. right? When COVID happened, COVID caught people off guard because it just came like boom, and it just overwhelmed the entire world. This one now, we've been seeing it. It's been done in stages, gradually been done in stages. Right now, there are people that are going to say conspiracy theories. You believe in all that stuff. Listen, there's nothing about conspiracy theory about this. I've been looking at the reports. I've been looking at the updates. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at some updates right now from CrowdStrike, what they're saying, and they're just like a recent update that just came out. I want to go through this. So the IT outage started on July 19th when CrowdStrike triggered a logic error. Now, I don't want to get too much deep into logics and all those things when it comes to computers, but this led to a system crash and caused the blue screen of death that many saw on the affected devices. Now, if you've ever watched movies before and you see where something like this happened, right, where they pass that blue screen of death, well, that blue screen of death sometimes can be a different message. Can you imagine millions of computers having that message on their system? Now, they're saying that the error's been connected and it's returning back to normal, but that's not going to be normal for millions of people. Again, when you install a software, you're doing it on an individual basis per the computer, right? So if a company, for example, have 10,000 computers, right, they would have to manually work on 10,000 computers. So I want you to think, if it takes even 1 minute, let's say it takes just 1 minute to manually go on the computer and fix it, and you have 10,000 computers, that's over 10,000 hours, 10,000 minutes that you have to use for each one. And it's probably going to take more than that. So not only is this going to cause a catastrophic impact, but it is going to cause an economic impact as well, because that is going to require a ton of resources, tons of it. Tons of resources financially, and I know that there are companies right now that are lining up with lawsuits because this is going to, this already affected and impacted so many organizations, so many corporations, so many hospitals. It even affected 911. Can you imagine being in a situation that you got to call 911, but you couldn't get to it because this system was down? So it's not just in the U.S. So their updates, this is a recent update I'm giving you right now. They're saying that the cause of the incident was not a cyber attack. The company stressed. Of course, they're going to stress that it's not a cyber attack. You got to wake up. You really have to wake up and understand the time that we're living in. And they're going to have more updates. So as a believer, the Bible already told us about things like this that's going to happen. It already predicted things like this. So you have to use wisdom at this stage and begin to plan ahead and make preparations. So if something like this happen again, you got to come up with an emergency system for your family. If you have kids, you got to come up with an emergency system. If I can't get to you on the phone, we're going to meet here. We're going to do this. You got to be able to do that, because this is not the end of it. This is not the end of it. There is something even greater, even much worse than this that we're going to experience. And as I'm listening to other tech people in the industry, they're all saying the same. They're all saying the same thing. This is not going to stop. This is not the end of it. And I'm not just talking to you as someone who, is just watching and just trying to gather information. Like, I'm in that industry. I'm in there. So I know, some of the things that go behind the scene. And it's not as easy as, it's just a little glitch. At this magnitude, no, it's just not. So I pray that you have your eyes open and you're going to use wisdom and ask God to give you a strategy. When COVID happened, most people did not have strategies for what to do. Most people didn't, because it just shut the whole globe down. But this time, God is showing us that you can prepare for what's coming. And I really hope that you take this seriously, and I really hope that you take whatever necessary steps for you and your family, because it's not just economic volatility, but it's a security volatility and effect and impact around the globe as well. It's not just in the US, it's all over the world. And this is just the beginning.